Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Supercast. With me today is Souleman X from the Cosplay Busters. How are you doing today, Soulman?
I'm pretty tired, but I'm doing alright, Ginyu. How about you?
You know what? I'm feeling the same way. So, let's talk about your gaming endeavors. Because a lot of people don't know this, but behind the scenes, while you're not editing Cosplay Busters, you are hooked on a certain video game there.
Oh, yeah, certain series. That would be the Assassin's Creed games.
So, what was it about Assassin's Creed that made you decide that this is the series that I want to focus my time on and just see how the story progresses?
Well, most of these are my second playthrough because I started playing them on Xbox 360, but I got rid of the games a while back, and I've been replaying them on PlayStation 3 because the controls seem a lot smoother, and in the more recent games, it seems like Sony cuts some deals with Ubisoft, the developers of the game, so usually you might get a couple little extra goodies if you play the PS3 version.
Really? So,
yeah.
how would you rate the overall plot? Is it enjoyable?
Oh yeah, it started out really rocky with the very first one. The controls were sloppy and repetitive, and the plot was kind of iffy. But from 2 onward, it's been a good series, and the way 3 plays out, it's probably one of the better ones.
So, how much time have you spent in your second playthrough? Like what, maybe 40 hours?
I can't even keep track. It's definitely have put in a lot of gameplay hours. But I can't say exactly how many.
So this kind of game doesn't really keep track of a total?
No, I think what it is, the only way you could really keep track maybe is if you look at your trophies or achievements. So if you're getting them, I guess that's one way of saying, oh yeah, I've definitely put in a lot of time in this game. I think when I played 2 the first time on Xbox 360, that's the only Assassin's Creed game and one of the few overall games where I actually had perfect achievements or a gamer score.
Really? So, do you consider yourself a achievement hunter?
I would definitely call myself an achievement whore, that's for sure. Or trophy whore in the case of PS3 too.
So,
yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is it more or less for bragging rights, or do you get like a special satisfaction knowing that, hey, I finally did it?
I think it's more along the lines of, bragging rights. It's something within the gaming community, whether it's PS3 or Xbox 360, that if you have a certain amount of trophies or achievements, that definitely, it's some crazy little, like, status thing among gamers.
So, there's a certain MMO that I talked to you about, and you had a chance to experience a very small sample of it. What are your thoughts on this so-called pokey MMO?
Well, it's interesting that, it's still in the beta stages, but even without factoring that in, it's kind of interesting that they picked to start with 3rd generation type games, because it's obviously, like, when I first saw it, it was so obvious that it was based off of Fire Red. And so that kind of threw me off when I was looking at the YouTube videos on how to acquire it, and they're saying, oh yeah, you need the Heart Gold Soul Silver ROM.
Yeah.
You don't. You need the Fire Red ROM, because that's the base of the game. Well, I think what it
could be that at one point you did, but maybe now you don't.
You know what I think it is? I think the only reason why you need the Heart Gold Soul Silver ROM as an optional thing is because they take features from those games and combine them with their own. Like, because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you could have the first Pokemon in your party follow you. So they took that concept from those games and incorporated it into PokeMMO.
Well, so I thought that it was Pokemon Yellow that had the first Pokemon following you.
Well, yeah, that was the Yellow version. That would be Pikachu no matter what slot he was in. But in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they brought that concept back with any Pokemon. So you could have, like, I don't know, you could have, like, Charmander following you, or I don't know, Mewtwo following you, and all that.
Well, that would be interesting, because it's like, the game sprite is really small, and then the sprite for Mewtwo is rather large.
Yeah, and they've used as accurate a sprite as they could.
So, besides the PokeMMO, have you had a chance to partake in any different, newer video games?
As far as newer games go, I mean, probably the newest ones I've played have been Assassin's Creed 3 and Halo 4. I'm actually a little behind on Halo 4 because they do come out with weekly episodic challenges.
Really? So how do those things work out?
I think what it is 343 Industries, because Bungie doesn't do the Halo games anymore. It's 343 Industries. I think what they do is every week, I don't know if it's every Sunday or every Tuesday or what, they come out with a new episode of their new cooperative multiplayer called Spartan Ops. And I have a feeling that it's some, like, their little knockoff of Call of Duty somehow. But they basically have episodes that are broken down into 5 chapters. So you get 5 different little missions to play through each week within those episodes.
That's not half bad. So I'm guessing that each episode has its own unique challenge.
Of the ones I've played so far, yeah. I think I've only played the first maybe 3 or 4 episodes, so I'm a good 2 or 3 behind, I think, at this point, because how many weeks has it been since Halo 4 came out? It was November 4th, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
So that was, if I can do my math right, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I don't know, maybe like 5 weeks ago. So I think the first episode may have came out the week of or the week before release. I don't remember. It's been a little while. I really need to get back into playing that again.
Well, you know, your time is limited, and you only have so many hours a day that you can give to focusing on a video game.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, video projects do keep us busy between Cosplay Busters and Supercast and Soulcast.
Yep. So, let me ask you this. This is more or less like a fantasy question. Who would be your dream interview for Soulcast?
My dream interview for Soulcast? Oh man, that's a tough one.
It can be someone from Hollywood. It can be someone from the voice acting industry. just take a moment, think about it.
I'm probably gonna go with like someone on the voice acting level, just because I've met a lot of them.
Okay.
Who I'd love to have would definitely be Christina V.
Really?
I would love to interview Christina V for an episode of Soulcast.
Well, you never know, man. Like, she may be hearing. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, because she does have a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And I do subscribe to her. So maybe she would, maybe she'd catch wind of this.
Yeah, you know what? That would be a rather odd stream of events if, like, someone that knew her would be like, hey, there's this guy, and he does this show called Soulcast. He was thinking of interviewing you. He said, like, it would be the dream interview. And then she would be like, oh, really? Oh, who is this guy? I want to check him out.
Well, she might remember me if I jogged her memory a little bit, because I did meet her at Kineticon 2009 and Kineticon 2011, but I missed her at AAC 2012, so that was unfortunate.
So, last but not least, we're filming a movie of us going to MagFest. Be excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I recently made a duct tape gauntlet, and I think I'm gonna debut it for the MagFest movie.
Speaking of which, I gotta keep remembering to ask you, and I'll send you pictures too, to see if you can create some kind of fake hidden blade for me, for my Desmond cosplay.
I'll see what I can do, because I have created a gauntlet for myself. Of course, Aussie guy was able to help me with it to speed up the process. But
yeah,
we'll definitely see. Well, so man, it's time for you to give props to a website before we get going. What do you got?
What do I have? I think I'll give props to, well, we mentioned it kind of, the PokeMMO site.
All right.
I hope I can find I know I've found Mac compatible versions of it. It's just a matter of trying to overcome the bugs that seem to come with the downloads.
Yeah, and you know what? That will come with time as they further improve it.
Oh yeah. And it can only get better from here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have faith in the people who are doing this.
And it looks like they're off to a really good start.
Oh yeah.
Alright everybody, take care and I'll see you next time.
See ya.